Hi, Patrick, Jonathan, and Sameer. How are you?
Hi, good morning. Nice to see you. Thank you.
Hi, good morning. I'm doing well. For some reason, my background, I mean, when I put on the video, the background, it looks horrible for some reason.
That's
So
okay.
I guess I'll just go with this.
Good morning,
Thank you.
everyone.
Morning, morning.
Morning.
We are just waiting for others to join. Just give us 5 more minutes.
Okay, great. Thank you. So I had a quick question. So I can share my screen on my end, or do I have to get you to do it from your side?
You can share your screen. We'll give you the access for the same.
Okay, great. Thank you.
So I think we should start. If that's okay for everyone. Should I just start, Ibrahim?
Yes, we can start. Anurav sir would be joining in another five minutes, so we can start, no problem.
Perfect. Perfect. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Divyani, and I'm beyond thrilled to be a host for today. Why? Because this is not your average boring webinar. Firstly, because it's hosted by Vitel Global, an AI powered business phone service packed with over 160 plus unified communication features designed to make your business phone system robust, efficient, and scalable. And secondly, because we are here to talk about the good, the bad, and the really interesting stuff when it comes to AI and how it's going to change the future of work. And trust me, if you think this will be a snooze fest, you're in for a surprise. Just a quick note, there will be a Q&A session at the end, so hold on to your questions or thoughts. Now, before we dive in, let me introduce you to our powerhouse lineup of speakers. These are not just professionals, they are change makers, each with their unique spark. Jonathan Cummings, advisor for Insights International, Patrick McPhillamy, CEO at Direct Democracy Co., Sameer Ranjan, CEO of Catenate, and Atikur Rahman Ansari, CEO of. And of course, a big thank you to our amazing sponsor, Varun Digital, an AI digital marketing company that provides innovative solutions for businesses to reach their target audience. Now, I've got a quick question for you all. How many of you are secretly or not so secretly worried that AI might take your job? Also, do you think that AI is more creative than us humans, or is it just good at copying what we've already done? I want to hear your thoughts in the chat because here's a strange story that happened with me last week. So I got on a call with the Vital Global Sales AI agent, and honestly, I felt like I was talking to a real person. I mean, I asked about the services, pricing, and specific features, and the responses were so detailed and personalized, it didn't feel robotic at all. I was talking to someone who really understood what I needed. It wasn't just about the answers. It was like the AI agent was reading my mind. And I remember thinking, wait, did AI just outhuman us? It really got me thinking about how AI is evolving and it's no longer just mimicking us. It's starting to understand us on an entire new level. Now, I'm sure you didn't just sign up to listen to me talk. You're here because we have got some incredible speakers lined up. Let's start with Patrick McPhillamy. Patrick, you're on mute.
Thank you. Good morning. Thank you for the warm introduction. It's great to be here. So I'm going to share my screen and then start the presentation. Click on the blue thing. There you go. Perfect. And then you're on. All right, great. Thank you. So the theme for today is that AI will replace jobs in the future. And I think this has been a given, an assumption that we've all believe. But we're here at Direct Democracy to show you another way through our flagship app called Vote Pilot, how AI can actually be a net creator of jobs. So without further ado, I will start. My presentation is entitled Tools That Serve. Our story. This is the story of Direct Democracy and our flagship app, Vote Pilot. We're at a turning point. The future of work isn't defined by machines, it's defined by us. One idea, one proposal, one collective decision. Let's begin. So the image to the right is the opening page of our app. It's called Vote Pilot, as I've indicated. So to start your proposal, you would simply click Start Your Proposal, and it would take you to the next screen. The Future of Jobs, a perfect title for what we're talking about today. So describe your vision. This is what we do with our app. Any vision, big or small, we'll help you shape it into reality. So today, let's tackle jobs. That's what we're here to discuss. Let's solve real human problems. So after you open up our app, you would see the opening screen, and then you would then swipe to the next screen, describe your vision. And in this particular case, we're going to create a market where local produce can be sold. And in doing so, we're going to create many, many jobs. Our next screen, a real job. So this is what we're talking about, real jobs, not artificial jobs, not pie in the sky, but real jobs that you can sink your teeth in and earn a ruble or a dollar or a euro. So imagine a marketplace grown by your neighbors, not just fresh produce, new job opportunities, a place where vision becomes livelihood, a simple idea sparks local prosperity. But how do we turn this dream into reality? Let's find out. So we type in our vision, in this case, create a community-run produce market staffed by local neighbors. So just a simple statement can be typed in, and then we go into the next screen. And this brings you to our vision engine, which is powered by AI. We used a term that's a little more softer, and I think it's something that will be well received by the public. So meet our vision engine. It takes your raw vision and embeds a clear strategic path. No guesswork, just a roadmap to meaningful, sustainable roles. So once you describe your vision, and it can be just a phrase, it can be a complete sentence, it could be, you know, a Nobel Prize sentence, but it could certainly be just something scratched on a piece of paper. And then you would click proceed, and that would take you to our vision engine, which is powered by AI. Our next screen, strategy. So a vision without strategy is just a wish. It's really nothing. It's that pie in the sky that I mentioned earlier. Our vision engine transforms dreams into actionable blueprints. We take charge of every detail until your idea becomes genuine, meaningful work. So our vision engine then transforms your proposal or adds to it what's called an overview and a financial impact. And these are concise, very meaningful descriptions of what the overview of your proposal is, what it aims to establish, what the financial impact is. Because, as I said earlier, we live in a real world where you have to actually have financing to sustain vision. So once we've generated the overview and the financial impact, then the app prompts you to either vote yes or to click yes or no. So clicking on the prompt then would take us to the next screen of the app. And this is called iterative refinement. So you're not locked in. So take the vision engine, take what the vision engine gives, and then polish it. So there's a feature in the overview and in the financial impact allowing the user of the product to add their own verbiage or to subtract verbiage and essentially refine or add to what AI suggests, thereby taking control and ownership of what you're doing. So, for example, here you're not locked in. The vision engine takes what you give it, polishes it, adds a detail here, refines a phrase there. In this instance, we're going to add organic. So organic to elevate fresh produce into a true hallmark of quality. So that would then take us to our next screen. It's a simple binary choice, yes or no. So at the end of the day, it's refreshingly simple. Forget endless debates. Your proposal stands on its own. A yes moves it forward, a no sends it back. Straight answers, clear outcomes, no wasted time. So you see what a yes vote means. So in this instance, a yes vote would signify approval for the establishment of the community-run produce market. This would lead to the realization of the market project, providing residents with fresh produce, supporting local growers, and enhancing community cohesion. And in other words, creating jobs. A no vote would indicate rejection of the proposal to create the community-run produce market. This decision, on the other hand, would result in a missed opportunity. It wouldn't address access to food, support local agriculture, or build community relationships through the market initiative. So in other words, it would be a thumbs down on creating jobs using AI. So then the app would give you the option to go back if you wanted to add something or subtract something. Otherwise, if you wanted to proceed, you would simply click the submit button, and that would bring you to the next screen of our app. This is the titles screen. Titles matter. We've seen this struggle, picking the perfect title, finding the right words. Now at Direct Democracy, through our wonderful app, Vote Pilot, we offer thoughtful suggestions right on the spot. If you don't like them, create your own. No barriers, no pressure. Just a few minutes and you have a fully formed proposal. A proposal that perhaps would have taken days to craft and work through to develop an overview, a financial impact summary, what a yes or no vote means can be created on the spot in mere seconds, actually. A minute would be very long on our app. So looking at the title page of the app gives you actually auto suggests 3 different titles, all of which seem to be right on point, or in keeping with empowering the user, there's a space where you can customize your own title and create it yourself. Once you've selected a title, either through AI or your own custom title, then you would click done, and then that would take you to the next screen of our app. Your proposal. Okay, complex details simplified. Everything you need, options, insights, invitations, is right here on the app. Easy to find. No clutter, no confusion, just a clean path to action. So from an idea to an initiative to a proposal and then action. I mean, how good is that? So the Community Produce Market Initiative. The proposal aims to establish a community-run produce market staffed by local neighbors, creating a space for residents to access fresh, organic, locally sourced fruits and vegetables while fostering community engagement and supporting local growers. Again, consistent with our desire to create good AI jobs, meaningful jobs through our app using AI as a tool. So AI is our servant, not our master. So do you support the proposal? Yes or no? If you click on yes or no, then it takes you to the next screen. Invitation options. So what's a proposal without a community? What's a proposal without peers to join, to review it, and to weigh in on it, and to ultimately vote on it and to make a decision? Absolutely nothing. So that's like salt and pepper. You need both of them to make an omelet. So whether you're building a team from scratch or tapping into an existing group, it's all in your hands, or really your thumbs or your index fingers or whatever you use to type in things. So invite peers to brainstorm or bring entire communities on board. So you really have the option to just bring in everybody within a community or all of your friends or your colleagues or whoever. So once you click on to invite peers or invite community, then you would swipe to the next screen, which is called Browsing Proposals. So as you can see, the app is on active. There's also a completed bar to show proposals that have actually been voted on and are now complete. So in our case, we have an active proposal on the app. We took the AI generated title, Community Produce Market Initiative. So we would click onto that particular button. So browsing proposals. A masterpiece unseen is a masterpiece unlived. We're ensuring that every invited member can explore proposals effortlessly. No confusion, no wasted time, just a clear path to jobs. That would take you to the next screen on the app. What do they see, or what would you see if you're a user? We've packed a world of insight behind a single tap. No floods of data, no complexity thrown at you. I think we all know that hordes and hordes of data can become meaningless very quickly. So our app simplifies it, presents it in a manner that's usable, that's manageable, and that's actionable. So just click info when you're ready. You can see that on the app to the right, and let those rich details unfold gradually. Because sometimes less is not just more, it's actually smarter. So you're given the proposal, you have information, detailed information available at your fingertip that you can access that can give you greater insights, more information, richer details. So the app then gives you the option, do you support the proposal? Yes or no? Then you proceed to yes vote information. Okay, when you say yes, it should mean something clear. No gray areas, no hidden catches, just a direct understanding of what you're backing, you, the user, the proposer, community, and so on and so forth. The Vision Engine, again, powered by AI, helps ensure each yes is rooted in purpose and impact. So when you commit, you know exactly what you're committing to on a yes or a no vote. That would bring you then to the next screen, financial info or information. So no matter how brilliant the idea, we live in a world of finite resources, something that I've discussed and that we will always keep in mind with our wonderful app. This is where strategy meets reality, where our vision engine helps to map the costs and chart the path. Here, your vision becomes a plan and lifts communities, creates opportunities, and sparks new jobs for those eager to build a better tomorrow. That then brings us to the next screen, what a no vote means. A no keeps things as they are, problems unsolved, opportunities unexplored. In this case, a wonderful organic produce market is left unfounded. Many jobs are not staffed, and so on and so forth. So it's a reminder, if not this path, then which one? Vote Pilot doesn't leave you stranded. If you have a better way, shape it, propose it, and step forward. So there are really, really endless choices. And it's not limited by our imaginations. We have the assistance of a tool. Remember, master and servant, we're the masters of the tool. Informed choices. The world can be a messy, complex world full of unfamiliar territory. That's why we built the Wisdom Engine. Again, another AI-powered tool to shed light where you lack it. It doesn't just list pros and cons, it reveals them with clarity and purpose, which is really what we are all about. That takes us to the next screen, obviously pros and cons. You start with a clear, balanced view of what's good and what needs work. You're not overloaded with details, just what you need to decide, just enough. No more, no less. But curiosity isn't capped. Want more insight? Ask for it. That's what our app is here for. You want more wisdom? Simply tap. With a simple tap, unlock more depth, more pros, more cons, no fences around your understanding. And this is just the beginning. We're committed to evolving the wisdom engine. So no matter your background, you can grasp what's at stake. The sky really, really is the limit here, which means there are no limits. So in conclusion, I'd like to thank everyone for the kind invitation to be here, for your sponsorship, organization. This is a much needed discussion, and I'm delighted to be here. So we started with a vision, your vision. We refined it into strategy and tapped into deeper understanding. We went from an idea to a proposal, from a proposal to meaningful jobs that meet real needs. Because as long as resources are finite and problems remain, there's a job worth doing. And where there's work, there are jobs, jobs that matter, jobs that have purpose, jobs that shape a better tomorrow. So this isn't about technology, it's about people, purpose, and progress. The future is of work. The future, your future, is yours to create. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for the presentation, Patrick. It was like a breath of fresh air. I mean, practical, human, and full of possibilities. And it's incredible to see how direct democracy is redefining possibilities and creating opportunities with such a clear and innovative approach.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much. I appreciate your kind words.
So I'm thrilled to welcome Anurav. Thank you for joining. He's the CEO of Plan My Medical Trip. Anurav, we were just discussing about how
Thank you,
AI,
Devyani.
how AI is redefining possibilities. And we would like to move forward with our next speaker, Jonathan Cummings. Jonathan, I'm sure you have some fascinating insights as well.
Well, thank you for the introduction and the opportunity to speak. To me, it's really an honor to be amongst so many qualified experts in this field. And I know we're speaking to a global audience, which is pretty amazing. And so a little background on me. So I'm actually originally from Jamaica, and I currently live in New York City. So I've been in New York City, lived in Washington, D.C., and I've had the privilege of working in the public sector, well, along the lines of public-private partnerships, where I started my career in international relations, working in the UN space. So with international nonprofits, advocacy, um, diplomacy, in a sense, so it was a really good and interesting experience. And I made the pivot into the private sector with Deloitte. And so with Deloitte, I actually started off in the government sector and the public service sector. So working with managing alliance relationships, uh, and looking at go-to-market opportunities within the public sector. So how can, more or less, how can public sector entities incorporate technologies to improve service delivery to citizens, which is ultimately the purpose of the public sector, right? Excuse me. And now I'm advising a colleague of mine who does geopolitical risk consulting with Insights International. And I wear many hats, and I think, the spice of life is to have the opportunity to try different things and learn different things. And so this presentation here, I'll just do a couple remarks and thoughts, and I have some notes here on how AI is changing the workforce, or rather, what we really should be calling it the great AI reset, which is what's happening. So, when we think of AI, I know a lot of people, when they look at AI and they think of AI, they immediately think of Chat GPT, maybe Bard, DALI or anything like that, those text to image platforms and stuff like that. But the truth of the matter is that we've had AI, and rather, AI has always been a part of our lives since the 1950s. So I'm not sure if maybe the audience has heard the chess experiment before, if you're familiar with the chess experiment, where a computer scientist worked with a computer, well, worked with a supercomputer, well, at the time, I guess, at the time of the supercomputer, and input a whole bunch of different nodes and data points of information to play chess, where he played chess against a computer, and eventually the computer learned how to learn from its mistakes and taught itself, right? So with the unsupervised learning model, which I won't get super technical about the AI, machine learning aspect of AI, but from that, he realized that, oh my God, so you have this computer that has a capacity to teach itself from past mistakes, information, various data points, and grow and expand and create different nodes of knowledge. And it's happened in the 1950s, right? And so now, fast forward in the 2020s, I mean, we've just gone leaps and bounds. I mean, I have an Alexa here who's, I'm pretty sure, is listening to me right now, and that's an AI assistant. Siri is a form of AI. If anyone plays video games, I mean, AI is just naturally a part of our lives now. But what has really changed is that AI, with the fact that ChatGPT has allowed AI to be open to the public, that's what's really changed so much of this conversation right now. AI has always been a part of our lives, but the fact that now large language models, we have AI assistants that regular consumers can use. That's what's really advancing this change, right? And so when you actually look at it right now, the advancement of technology from, dare I say, let's start with the 80s, right? From the 80s to the 2000s, you know, that was 30 years. And in that time, I mean, cars, touchscreen phones, video games. I like video games. So you talking about that? The internet, sure, amazing. But now look at how technology has jumped leaps and bounds in the past. I can't even say 10 years, right? Just because of AI. Now, or just because of AI being available to the public. So now you have citizens and regular folks who are feeling empowered to utilize AI for their own work, family life, whatever it may be, hopefully for positive changes, right? So, in a sense, the technology has now become democratized, where a lot of people now have access to it and can do pretty much whatever they want. Well, within reason, hopefully. The issue with how this is changing the workforce, however, is that AI, open source AI, open AI, chat GPT, all these things are actually supposed to make, or rather, the purpose of AI from a human use is to make repetitive and mundane tasks disappear. AI is supposed to be doing that for us, right? So things such as, you're coming up with a presentation, for example. You can literally type in the chat GPT, help me come up with a presentation. Granted, I didn't do that. Scout Summer. I didn't do that. But with these tasks these tasks which are supposed to be repetitive and mundane, not saying that this is mundane, the purpose of AI is to simplify our lives and streamline these tasks, right? Now, if we look at it from a larger perspective, so I'm building the picture here, so a larger perspective, a company perspective, say a big company like, Accenture, Deloitte, whatever it may be. So if AI is supposed to make repetitive and boring tasks, streamline these tasks, now how do you think a large company would utilize AI in their company processes? Well, maybe, looking at something like hiring, right? HR process. Streamlining AI can be utilized to streamline the process of going through resumes. I know this has been a thing recently where people apply to roles and you'll have AI software that will pretty much scan someone's resume to see if it has keywords or if it's a key match to a role. So this does make, at least on the company side, it does make the HR process and the hiring process a little bit more streamlined. So someone on the flip side, right? Say a lawyer's paralegal or legal assistant is supposed to be capturing notes for a call or for a client. You can now use AI to record the conversation, spit out the notes, summarize, and give key points, right? And I mean, of course, this is wonderful. This is absolutely wonderful. It makes the lives of different departments, excuse me, different departments, different professionals streamlines. But I guess what ultimately this comes down to is what happens to the human capital aspect of it. So naturally, whether you want to admit it or not, if you're the CEO of a massive company and you have invested millions of dollars in AI to streamline processes, I mean, naturally, if you're the CEO and you're going to have to make some tough business decisions because if you're the CEO, you have incorporated AI, invested in AI to incorporate in different departments, streamline different processes, and you're made a whole bunch of investments in AI. In order to save money, unfortunately, you're going to have to cut certain costs. And one of the largest costs within companies is human capital, employees. So if you start using, say, like the HR example that I'm using, so you have AI incorporated into that HR hiring process. So instead of having an HR department where you had 20 people, 20 people working on hiring and reviewing and everything, checking to see everyone's performance, whatever it may be. Now you have an AI software that's been taught with company information, company data, trained on company information, data points. And now you're like, okay, cool. So we have this AI that can do a human's job in 5 seconds. I know you type something in Chat GPT and you spit something out, right? AI model can do that. Now, as a CEO or the head of a company, sometimes you're like, okay, so how can I cut costs? I can't cut everyone. I mean, you need some people to still monitor and watch the AI software, right? But I should cut some people, unfortunately. I should cut some people because this AI software is expensive. And I mean, business is about the bottom line. How can we increase revenue and lower costs, unfortunately. So some tough hiring decisions have to be made. And so some people will end up losing their roles. It's just a natural flow of things, just a natural flow of AI. The interesting tidbit here is the interesting tidbit that I mentioned was yes, some people will be let go, and some people already have, whether companies are willing to admit it or not because of AI. They'll probably admit it when they've let enough people go and they're starting to rehire people because they don't want competition to take them. But the interesting tidbit is that they still need people to monitor these AI softwares, platforms, and to make sure that the AI is it doesn't hallucinate, right? The AI hallucinations, not to get too technical about it, but the AI hallucination is, the AI is spitting out wrong information, or it will just spit out information just to give you an answer, and it won't necessarily be right. It's an AI hallucination. So what we have here is that we have people who, yes, there will be some people who will lose their jobs and opportunities because of AI, but there's also a subsect of people who need to be in these companies because they know AI, right? Because they have the experience with machine learning. Because software, to an extent, software engineers are an interesting data point for this because with AI, I mean, pretty much the purpose of AI is to automate automation, right? So that will kind of get rid of the lower level software people, and you need the higher level software people who have deep data machine learning expertise to manage and build these models. So it's a pretty interesting data point. But I do see the future is that yes, AI will replace people, but as time goes on, being able to use AI, whether it's Gen AI, being able to speak about AI, building a chatbot, building your own large language model, excuse me, language model, or just using the open tools there from Hugging Face or whatever other sources to build a model. I think that's where the future is headed. So this takes into the consideration of what upskilling and education can do for the future population. So upskilling and education in AI, I'm not saying that everyone needs to go out and learn machine learning or artificial intelligence or do a deep dive in, big data. No, of course not. I mean, like I said, I mean, another thing with AI is to automate automation, right? It is important to know these topics and be mindful of how to use AI, Gen AI, whatever it may be. But I know from my family, the older folks in my family, I mean, um, the old folks in my family aren't too familiar with, they aren't too tech savvy already, right? So imagine the older population when it comes to them using Chat GPT or Gen AI. Whereas I'm a millennial, I'm on Instagram daily, whether I want to admit it or not. I'm pretty, tech savvy, social media savvy. And I know Gen Z, folks from Gen Z who I've talked to in universities, they use AI all the time. They use Gen AI all the time. So I think upskilling is an important thing, which will help with the human capital aspect of building up this workforce. And yes, there are a lot of public policy implications with the workforce transformation, how you upskill people, or are you going to mandate people to learn AI? I know the government of Finland actually has incorporated or rather tried to make it mandatory for people in Finland to learn AI. Their goal is to at least educate, I think, at least 1% of the population by 2025 in artificial intelligence. I mean, that's a very forward-thinking public policy measure, but let's see if it works out. I know in the interest of time, I know we have a short time with us today and we'll have questions at the end. But my main key takeaway here is yes, AI is impacting the workforce. Is it taking away our jobs? It's a yes and no thing, right? Humans are still needed, but if you look at companies, no matter what anyone says, companies are reducing their workforce because of artificial intelligence. I mean, and with AI being brought in, yes, I know everyone says you should look at a human capital first or people first in a company. But now with technology and everything, a lot of people are looking into how can we make technology work better for us from the executive level and what security and how can we secure our company. That's really what they're looking at. If you bring in all these AI models with all these different nodes of information, how can you make sure that that information is secure, doesn't have any tracking or anything like that? And my last piece of information is for the human capital aspect of it. training and upskilling is very important to make sure we're all competitive in this future. So thank you for your time, and I'll be here for questions.
Thank you, Jonathan. Thank you so much for an insightful session. Reflecting on AI's evolution from the 1950s to today really puts into perspective of how much it has transformed the way we work and live. From making tools like ChatGPT accessible to streamlining everyday tasks, AI is no longer just a concept, it's a part of our reality. And it's exciting to see how far we have come and the potential that lies around. Thank you once again.
Thank you. My pleasure.
Now, let's hear from Sameer Ranjan. Sameer, the floor is all yours.
Oh, thank you so much, Devyani. And warm morning to all of you on evening if you're joining from the other part of the world. I'll give you a little background about myself. As Jonathan was talking about the systems, which is where AI is helping people hire and fire and selecting through the recruitment process. So somewhere or the other, I am one of the culprit of that because I make ATS softwares, right? And every year through our application and through the Workday or PeopleSoft, because I work with them in some other capacity, we see millions of people getting rejected or selected. So both the things are there, right? So I sit right in the epicenter of how the hiring system of future is looking like, right? I'll say one thing, which is I think it has been the central theme today in the last two talks, which is upskilling resources, upskilling people, right? But let me take a step back, right? If you remember around 15 years ago, when we all might have been in college or school, we were taught that if you will have one skill, right, you can learn something in your college, you can do an undergrad degree, and you can earn your next 50 years through that, right? Because that's what our parents and our grandparents did, right? But the thing has changed, like the everything has changed right after COVID, right? Because now people became remote, right? You can work, you are supposed to work 8 hours a day, but let's say you got your work done in like 4 hours. Next 4 hours, if you are really passionate, ambitious person, you went and you learned how to be a DJ, right? And then every Friday night you are doing a DJing, right? And you are earning money. Now, let's say you did it for 3 months and now you are a better DJ and you are earning much more than what you are earning from your traditional job. You are going to switch to become a DJ, right? Now, this is an anecdote, and it basically started a new stream of field that we call social media influencers. It created a job that we call social media managers. Right? There were no job like that 5 years, 6 years ago, which we used to call social media managers, right? Or social media marketing manager. CTAs, CPAs were the words that sales teams are still struggling, right? The marketing was more or less when you'll go to conference, you will waste 3 days there, have 5 drinks, and somebody will come and give you a business card. That was sales meeting, but now the whole sales process can be automated, right? Now, why these things are important, right? One, it basically breaks down the global barrier, right? You can have a small software shop in Nigeria and you can get the client in France, right? Without even speaking the language there, because you can have a tool which can translate everything and get you the clients, right? Now, if this is happening, what will happen? The workforce and the companies which are in France, they will start losing out business because there is a cost implication, right? Everything, every world, every business runs on one basic principle, which is cost versus revenue, right? Wherever we can earn more revenue and wherever we can decrease the cost, we are going to do that. Now, how the human resource fit into this puzzle, right? Human resource is something which needs consistent upskilling, right? We were hunter and gatherers, and now we just buy store-bought meat, right? We are not anymore going hunting and gathering anything, right? So every processes in our life has got scaled up so much, so bad, so good that we are at a level where half life of anything that we are studying is around 4 years. You are a mechanical engineer. After 4 years, you're no longer required in your organization because you can be replaced by a well-oiled supply chain machine, right? You were a data scientist. After 4 years, you might not be required because most of the work which a Databricks can do is almost equivalent to a data scientist. Same goes for AI engineer, same goes for anything and every skill that is out there, right? And it is going to get reduced over a period of time. So half-life will go become 2 years, become 1 year. So whatever skill you will have, you need to have adjacent skills. Now, whenever I go and say this to a leadership forum, most of the people who are above 50 years of age, they start shaking, right? Because after 50 years, everybody think that it is a time to retire and you don't want to learn anything new, right? But since the upskilling is so much required for the newer generation and the middle generation, the elder generation also needs reskilling. I'll just give you a fact. Last year, I saw around 54% people getting fired who were age of above 50, right? 54, which means basically half of the workforce got fired. Not because they were bad at the job, it's just because they were not required in that job, right? So you need to figure out how you can or how anyone can go and add more skills to them, right? Be it anything, but you need to have adjacent skills. Second is adjacent industries, right? You might be a software engineer in a healthcare firm, but you need to start understanding how different world operate, how different businesses operate, so that you can go and figure out another career in a parallel dimension, right? For example, I think when Devyani started, she was just talking about some salesperson that she basically talked to an AI salesperson, right? Is it required in the IT world? I'll call it, it's very dicey because in everyone in the IT world think themselves as a jackass, right? They think they know everything and they think they have figured out the whole plethora of things, right? But can it work in the mechanical field where there is someone who has spare parts shop and want to talk to a larger logistic firms? Can it work there? The answer is yes, you can go and try it out and figure out a system where the optimization and the process automation is much more required. Can it work in the government machineries and the government functionaries? The answer is yes, because they handle volume, right? But the idea is we'll create technology and we'll sell it to technology and we'll kill the jobs of technology, right? And the people who lose the job, they still go and try to find a job in the technology firms rather than going and figuring out where that technology can be applied in the other firms, right? So I won't take much of the time because I can speak on it whole day and I can tell you 50 more facts on how people are getting fired every day, or fudging resumes, or even trying to show 20 years of work experience for a product which was launched last year. So all those good things are happening in the world, right? But the most important thing here is I don't think we'll have a full-time job role concept in the next 5 years, right? I think we'll run into a world which will be more like functional hires, where you will hire someone to do some functional job for a period of time, and then that person will go out and figure out the next step, right? We all have romanticized the idea of full-time hire, and this just happened in last 100 years, right? When the first Ford machinery system came into the place, and around 150 years when the first mill ever got designed, right? Prior to that, there was no concept of 9 to 5 or a full-time job role, right? So I think we are going towards that methodology where we'll have multiple jobs in a day and we'll take on multiple roles, which is you might be a project manager, you might be a DJ, you might be a chef, you might be an influencer and a podcaster, and everything is single person doing different element of things so that you can tackle the inflation, right? So to say. So being said that AI is going to take over the jobs, it's not AI which is going to take over the job. It is more or less the way we have designed our education system and our skilling system that is going to take over the jobs. AI is going to create many more jobs that has been like, this is one of the again thing that one of my clients basically in North Carolina, they have set up a data center for and a GPU centers. That setup alone basically started around 3,000 job roles, right? And the job roles has nothing to do with IT world. It is plumbers, it is mechanical engineer, it is masons, bricklayers, right? HVAC people. So these are the blue collar jobs which got created due to AI. right? So AI is going to create multiple new streams of job. And to be very honest, I don't think anyone in the world can go and predict what AI is going to do, because I think for the next 5 years, we are in the most liquid state in terms of technology. A lot of hardware is coming, like we have Meta glasses, we have Oculus, we have VR, AR. A lot of new things are coming up. But once the dust settles, right, in the next 5 years, we are going to see some massive changes that we have never seen in last 50 or 60, like last 10 decades. So that's where I'll end this talk. And thank you so much for the opportunity, and very nice to be on a panel with all of you.
Thank you so much, Sameer, for such a thought provoking session. Your reflection on how things have shifted post COVID really highlighted, it highlighted the fact that the rapid changes in the professional landscape have changed. And your point about upskilling elderly professional is especially significant nowadays, I feel. And ensuring everyone adapts to this new era of work is not just necessary, but it has become essential for creating an inclusive and resilient workforce, I believe. So that's Amir. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you. Let's move forward with our next speaker, Atikur Rahman Ansari.
Hi.
Hi.
So thank you very much for the opportunity, and it's great to be part of this intelligent forum, and the very intelligent topic, I must say. People talk about various things, but AI. Nobody has been talking about the threats of AI or the possibilities that it has for the future in the AI. So this is a very interesting digital conference that I'm part of, and I'm very excited about it. And my colleagues here have shared a very beautiful picture of what AI is doing, what it has been doing, and what it has uh, uh, you know uh, has for the future as well for all of us. So that's very interesting to learn from people who are into the AI. So I'll talk about my experience with the AI. Is that so? I am founder of the company Service Solutions, and we are a service industry, and we are into advertising. So what we do, basically, we do online reputation management, where we track conversations happening on the entire social media platforms and all the entire web, and collect the data, use that data, for our brands in terms of, identifying the customer pain point and addressing it, or, identifying key analytics out of it and helping the brand in developing the product or the technology, or being ahead in the competition, in the competition with the competitors in the marketing system, or, various things. So it's basically a service that is needed by every organization to understand what people are talking about them, and where do they stand, in terms of with their competition, as against their competition. So what we do, so we in and out daily use AI tools to scrape the conversations, to do the analytics part of it, to make the presentations, to respond to customers accurately, to understand their queries. And plus, we are a global organization, so we have these language barriers that come in. So these AI tools really help us. So I would rather say that AI has helped us in making our jobs more easy for us. So in my opinion, AI so if you ask me if AI is a threat uh, to jobs, I would say it depends, maybe depending on the industries, maybe depend on the category. For example, if you create a product, an AI based product, and then that product may not last long, because the at the speed that AI is been evolving, you need to regularly update your product. And if at a time 10 developers are used to create a product, by the time goes by, the AI develops itself, you might need just two people. to maintain it or to upgrade it. But in what I've seen from the marketing point of view, from the Samir, like you mentioned that he talked about social media managers. There were no designations about social media managers. So I'm from India, and I can tell you there are thousands of agencies now, and every day there's a new agency coming up, and and these agencies are generating hundreds of jobs. And if you want on if you're working off for one brand, you need multiple people, and you need tools. Definitely you need tools to understand. So for us, in my industry, if I have to talk about AI, so we are friends with AI basically. We don't compete with AI, and we are not threat to the AI. Neither AI is threat to us. We are friends with AI. We work in tandem. We work together. So it's basically a collaboration between humans and AI. Jonathan, very, very, nice point that I got. The AI has been there since 1950, and he mentioned about chess. So that chess, it's a very interesting. Even I used to play chess with mobile, a long time back. So it's just recalled those sites to me. So that's been interesting to know that AI has been there with us since a very long time, and where it's been adaptive to what it has to be about us, what it how it can be useful to us. And now with the launch of Chat GPT and Gemini and all those new apps, it's really scary that yes, people feel that so when you go to YouTube, you'll see a lot of apps, a lot of ads, talking to you about how much time do you take to make a presentation. The other user says that I take 2 days, I take 3 days, I take one day, and suddenly somebody says I take just 4 hours using these AI tools. So yes, that has helped us in upskilling ourselves and doing our job more easily and in a much better way. But definitely, you need people to be friends with AI, so that AI makes your job very easy. So for us, for my industry, as I see the marketing, the entire advertising game, maybe it's a TV advertising or a social media marketing, or banner ads or anything. So if the ads that you see on Facebook or on any social media platforms, all these are created with the help of AI. So for us, AI is it's become part of our DNA. So it's like you can't work in without technology. You can't excel. You can't work at that. You don't have that kind of creativity, the creative space. So so in advertising, definitely AI is a boon for us, like I said. And we don't compete with the AI. It's and it is definitely going to create a lot of job. The only thing is that, yeah, you need to upskill yourself. You need to, like Samir mentioned, that the education part that he mentioned. So he's very right that, yes, in our education system, we don't have to restrict ourselves. Okay, AI should be taught only to these number of students. I think AI should be taught to everybody, or in the technology. The technology has to be part of, like maths is a part of every subject. Technology should be treated as a common part, and it has to be, because everywhere people are using technology to make their job easy. In a country like India, where you have so much of people, and there's so much of opportunities, so much of resources. So using AI makes very, very simple example. If you want to book up an appointment with a doctor, you don't have to call somebody anymore. Just go to an app, book an appointment. You don't have to go to the clinic, wait for long number of hours to get your turn in. No, just book an app. Don't waste your time. So that's how helpful AI has been to at least in India. And yeah, these technology, and it is going to evolve. Definitely it's going to evolve soon. So in some conversation with my friends confuse themselves with robots and AI. So there is a conversation where robots are going to take the jobs of people. Even the house helps would be robots, and also that's a different thing. It is part of the technology, it is part of the AI, but that's a different thing. But think about industrial revolution, when machines were not part of the industries, and even the trains were run on the coal, and there were humans who used to run the industries. But when machines came in, people thought that machines are going to take the job. But now if you see, at a large level, machines and humans both are required. What happens, what will happen if a machine fails or a technology fails? Who's going to cross check it? So there has to be somebody who is monitoring that technology. Is the technology going the right way? One challenge then in India that we face in terms of using AI, or we don't depend on the AI completely, because you have chatbots on every website. Every consumer product website, there's a chatbot, and that chatbot has a limitation of certain number of questions that it can answer. If a customer has a question which is out of the box or out of the syllabus of that AI, that question cannot be answered by the chatbot. So there you need a human person to chat to the consumer and give his input. Yeah. So in my opinion, I feel that uh, AI definitely is not going to take jobs in future for those who make AI their friend. If you are standing against AI, if you feel that uh, AI is your enemy, or it's going to do your job, it's take away your job, you have that kind of a threat and you don't upskill yourself, then definitely you are going to lose your job. Otherwise, AI definitely is the future. It is going to be used even in the households. Just imagine Blinkits and the Olas and the Ubers, and everywhere you have AI. Everywhere you have AI, and these AIs have made our life more easier and simpler. So as an entrepreneur, as a businessman, I feel that why do I make a product? I make a product for the consumer. And what does the consumer want? The consumer does not want pain. The consumer does not want to wait. Today's consumer is very quick and very active. If you see, there was a time when you had a problem. You dial in a call center, and it takes some hours for you to connect, and then you wait patiently. They keep on your hold, and it's a long conversation. It's a long waste of time where a person feels that if I have to connect with the brand, it is going to take at least an hour of my time. But right now, you have a problem, you just open your phone, log into Twitter or Instagram or Facebook or any other platform, just tweet it, and you get a response in 15, 20 minutes, and you don't have to waste your time. And plus, you get a response, as per your convenience. The brand is running behind you. Yeah, this is the power of technology. That technology has connected the brand and the consumer, and has given a lot of power to the consumer. So definitely AI is going to help build a better community, is in my opinion, and it is going to create more jobs. It is on how the humans want to adapt to AI. If you want to upskill yourself and be friends with it, definitely you will have a very good career, very good future. If you want to compete with the AI, then I'm skeptical about it as to what is going to happen. So yeah, those are my thought and my experience. I'd like to very thank Vital Global to giving this opportunity, and thank you all for the platform. Yeah, have a great day. Thank you.
Thank you, Atikar, for such a compelling session. Your perspective on how AI and humans can collaborate as friends rather than competitors is truly inspiring. And it's fascinating to see how this partnership is simplifying complex processes in the advertising and services sector while opening up new opportunities for creativity and efficiency. And this collaboration reminds us that the future of innovation lies in blending human intuition with AI's capabilities to achieve extraordinary results. Thank you once again, Atikar. Thank you.
Yeah, welcome.
Now let's move forward with our final speaker, Anurav.
Hi, everyone. Because of time constraint, I wouldn't be taking much time, but I would just send a couple of my views over AI on healthcare jobs. I mean, the impact of AI on healthcare job will be transformative, like reshaping roles, creating new opportunities. I see lots of growth in healthcare sector because post-COVID, I have seen doctors and like hospital people using online module to a great extent. I mean, before prior to COVID, not every doctor were, especially senior doctors, were not even going online since Practo was there. But then eventually after COVID, everyone is going online. Online consultation picks up. So I see new roles in job creations, especially AI specialist in healthcare, AI healthcare data analyst. I would say telemedicine facilitators would be required for AI related jobs where people would be required in all the domain. Training, education, compliance would be also an issue of ethical a diagnosis and ethical treatment, I would say, when AI is involved. So those all things have a high potential when it comes to healthcare. So especially compliance when different countries, different regulations would play an important role. There would be some negative impact as well as far as concern, because there would be AI using technology to detect couple of things when it comes to radiology and pathology, so people would be aware of lots of the things. So there would be job losses in administrative role, I would say, or maybe reduction in research or data supply chain kind of stuff. But I don't think they need to be worried about anything when it comes to healthcare, because people would always require personal touch when it comes to healthcare. So yeah, and again, as everyone mentioned, upscaling and training yourself will always required, and it would be a collaboration. Just to, I mean, with healthcare, it always be a mutual thing. So I would end my thing by the conclusion that AI will not only disrupt but also redefine healthcare jobs. While it may lead to job displacement in repetitive and routine tasks, it will also create opportunities in advanced, collaborative, and specialized roles. The key lies in preparing the workforce to adapt the new landscape through education, upskilling, and embracing human AI collaboration. That is what I feel. Thank you.
Thank you, Anurav. Your insights are a perfect way to wrap up today's discussion. And it's fascinating to see how even the healthcare sector is embracing AI, from roles like AI data specialist to improving patient care and diagnostics online. It's amazing to think about how technology is becoming such an integral part of an industry that impacts lives so directly. Truly, the possibilities seem endless. Thank you, Anurav. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
So, like we've all discussed, AI isn't just a tool, it's a mindset shift, a way of reimagining how we work, think, and create. It's clear from today's session that while AI brings immense opportunities, it also challenges us to adapt and grow in ways we never imagined. Now, I'll be asking a few questions to the speakers. Please raise your hand if you wish to answer the question. So, my first question is, what role do you think companies should play in reskilling and upskilling employees to remain relevant in an AI driven economy?
I can take that.
Yes, Jonathan.
So, my pleasure. So I remember speaking to a colleague of mine a couple weeks ago about what sectors, or rather not what sectors, what skills would be needed for, which would be just excellent for people. And we came down to four skills, which I think are pretty interesting. And it was sales, marketing, AI, and big data. You know, sales, I mean that's really how you drive revenue, right? Marketing naturally helps with driving revenue, in AI, not necessarily building an AI model, as I mentioned earlier, but at least being able to know how to leverage it to make your life easier, make your work easier. And big data, understanding just data science, just understanding data and learning how to interpret data. I think those are some skills, and it's skills and careers, hopefully, that won't disappear. I mean, AI is not going to disappear, right? And as far as looking at people from school, I know the CEO of NVIDIA said that engineering and software engineering is going to be obsolete, and people should focus on liberal arts. No, I'm not necessarily 100% agreeing with him, but to the point where having people skills, communication skills, those soft skills, those are becoming extremely important. Knowing how to deal with people and managing people are going to become extremely important in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Jonathan, for addressing this. I completely agree that reskilling and upskilling are essential for businesses to stay competitive in an AI driven world. I also feel that the companies need to invest in training programs that focus on both technical as well as soft skills to ensure that their workforce can adapt to new technologies. Thank you once again, Jonathan.
My pleasure.
So, the next question we have is, How do you foresee AI impacting the long-term strategies of your organization, especially regarding job roles and workforce planning?
So I could probably speak to that a little bit. Thank you. So at Direct Democracy, we're not really in the business of predicting the future, but rather creating the future. So through our wisdom engine, we're able to do many, many things, not just job proposals, but really what's the need? What's the pain? And then we tap into the community. We have an engine. Really, it's a communication engine and allows the public to communicate with decision makers, whether they're lawmakers, corporate CEOs, or what have you, and then to translate their proposal into meaningful action. Once a decision maker knows really what, let's say, the whole workforce is looking for, or let's say the entire electorate in a particular city, town, or state, then they can take that into consideration, make informed choices, and their decisions can actually reflect the will of the people and can actually address problems that are in need, dire need of being addressed and cured or remedied. So with our app, we're able to do it on the micro as well as the macro. And so within the organization, we can mobilize opinions, present that to management through our engine, and then actually there will be an alignment between the public or an organization and decision makers, rather than the misalignment that we have to deal with now. So we're about changing the future. So we don't want the next 5 years to be the same. We know that there will be jobs that will be lost, but in our view, we're very optimistic that with the right mindset, the right tools, we can create an unimaginable future. So, thank you.
Thank you, Patrick. Even I feel that AI will help us work more efficiently and create new job roles. And we focus on upskilling our team to work alongside AI, ensuring everyone can adapt to the changes. Thank you, Patrick. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
So let's move on to the third question. What are some examples of jobs that are more likely to be automated by AI? And how can employees in these fields adapt to the shifting industry dynamics? Anyone?
So I'll speak on this. So I think the product, if you're building a AI based product, so if we take an example that if you want to build an app, a mobile app or a iPhone app. So earlier you needed more number of days and more number of people to build the entire capacity. You needed a person to brainstorm and create a wireframe, and then somebody to create a creatives about it, and then somebody to shoot the designing part of it and all those things. So there are multiple roles that were required. But now using your AI services, you know uh, only one person can create websites. And now I think if you see, creating website has become a very, very easy job. There was a time, even so I'm talking from my industry in the advertising part, creating websites where huge money, and it was you needed a good team, a good number of team with people, talented people who can create website, moves, coding, this, that, and all those things. But now it has become very easy and anybody can make website, and it's become most cheaper as well. So I think these kind of jobs definitely will have threats, because now if has the number of websites gone down? No, the number of websites have not gone down. In fact, everybody wants to create their own website. Even if you are running a small business from your own home, you want to create your own website and want people to come and have footsteps there and purchase from your own websites. So now people are not going to the web designers to create websites and spend huge amount of money. These tools, the Shopify or the Wix or the WordPress, they've integrated AI so well that even a person who's not done any technical course can create his own website. So these kind of jobs are definitely on a threat. However, if and what do they need to do? Definitely, in our industry also we feel when we receive resumes for for a particular job, we feel a lot of people who have these kind of technical and coding languages, they apply for all the cross jobs, because there I think there is a shortage of requirement, because AI has eased the way of doing things and the delivery. So I think that's one of the challenges that I see, where the jobs are difficult.
Thank you, Atikar. Thank you for your answer. From what you have shared, I understand that roles with repetitive tasks are more likely to be automated by AI.
Yes,
And to adapt, employees can focus on learning new skills and embracing the changes to stay ahead in their careers, I feel.
absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you, Atikar. Thank you once again.
Thank you. My pleasure.
So this concludes our Q&A session. Thank you once again to our incredible speakers for sharing your groundbreaking insights and expertise in the world of AI. Today, we have explored AI not just as a tool, but as a powerful force reshaping the way we work, think, and create. It's clear that while AI presents us with an unparalleled opportunity, it also challenges us to rethink our roles and redefine creativity, strategies, as well as innovation. And to everyone in the audience, thank you for joining us. We hope you found today's discussions inspiring and valuable. Let's take these ideas forward, staying open to the changes and possibilities AI brings. After all, the future isn't about AI replacing us, it's about AI elevating what we're capable of achieving together. Have a fantastic weekend, and we look forward to seeing you at our future events. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.